Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to English Mastery Hub. I am Liam, and I am very happy to see you today. I hope you are feeling good and ready to learn something new. Today's lesson is very special. It is not only about English, it is also about your mind, your focus, and your life. Many students tell me, Liam, I get distracted so fast. I want to focus, but my mind goes everywhere. I understand you. It is normal to feel this way. But I always tell my students this. You do not need a perfect brain to focus. You only need one small habit every day. A small habit can change your mind. A small habit can change your life. Today, I will share a story with you. It is the story of how I went from being very distracted to becoming deeply focused. And the best part? It started with only 5 minutes a day. Just 5 minutes. That small step began everything. So stay with me. Follow this lesson step by step. Little by little, you will feel calmer, stronger, and more in control of your mind. Your focus can grow, and your habits can change. Let's begin this journey together. Before we begin the method, we need to understand something very simple. Focus is not magic. Many people think only smart people or successful people can focus well. But this is not true. Focus is a skill, and anyone can learn a skill. You can learn it. I can learn it. All of us can learn it if we practice every day. Focus means you stay with one task. You do one thing at a time. It means you do not jump to your phone. You do not leave your work every minute. It means your mind becomes calm. You can finish what you start. You feel in control of your thoughts. And the best part is this. You do not need to be a genius. You do not need a special brain. You only need a small practice every day. Even 5 minutes can help. Now I want to share my story with you. For a long time, my mind was very busy. It felt like a phone with many apps open at the same time. Everything made me distracted. A message on my phone pulled my attention. A small sound made me stop my work. A random thought took me away from my task. Sometimes I remembered something from last night. Sometimes I thought about what I would cook for dinner. Even coffee distracted me. My mind was always moving. I wanted to focus, but I could not. I felt lost. I tried many methods to fix this problem. I tried time blocking. I tried focus apps. I made long schedules. I wrote big plans, but nothing helped me. Every method worked only for 1 day or 2 days. After that, I became distracted again. I started to think that maybe I was not made for deep focus. Maybe focus was not for me. Maybe other people had better minds. I felt sad and frustrated. One evening, I worked for many hours, but when I looked at my work, I saw nothing important was done. My mind was tired. My body was tired. I felt confused and weak. I sat quietly and looked at my desk. Then a small idea came into my mind. I asked myself, maybe I cannot focus for 2 hours, but maybe I can focus for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is very small. 5 minutes is easy. 5 minutes does not feel scary. 5 minutes feels possible. So I decided to try. I thought, let me just protect 5 minutes. Let me try to stay with one task for 5 quiet minutes. This small idea changed everything. When I started with only 5 minutes, my mind felt calmer. I did not feel pressure. I did not feel stress. I did not feel afraid. I told myself, it is only 5 minutes. I can do this. And slowly, my brain learned a new feeling. The feeling of staying with one task. The feeling of not jumping to something else. The feeling of calm focus. This small 5-minute practice became my foundation. It became my first step. It became the door to a new mind. a more peaceful mind, a more focused mind. And this change is something you can also make. 5 minutes can open a new path for you, too. The next morning, I decided to try something different. I wanted to make my mind calm. I wanted to train myself to focus, even a little bit. So I sat at my desk very simply. No phone near me, no laptop in front of me, no music, no noise, no messages. Only a notebook and a pen. It felt strange at first, because I was used to having many things around me. But this time, I wanted to give my brain a quiet space. I set a timer for 5 minutes. Only 5. Not 10. Not 30. Just 5 small minutes. My goal was simple. Write one small paragraph. Not a full page. Not a perfect story. Just a few simple sentences. Something small and easy. But when I started, my mind did not want to stay quiet. It started screaming many thoughts at me. Check your phone. Maybe someone sent you a message. Look outside the window. Maybe you should think about breakfast. Maybe you should drink coffee first. My mind wanted to escape. It wanted to run away from the task. The urge was strong, almost like a physical feeling. But this time, I did something different. I took a slow breath. I looked at the timer. It showed 4 minutes left. I thought to myself, it's okay. I can do this for 4 minutes. I put my pen on the paper. I wrote one sentence. Then, slowly, I wrote another. My handwriting was not perfect. My ideas were not beautiful. But I kept writing. I kept my attention on the page. When the timer finally finished, I heard the sound, and I stopped. I looked at the paper. I had written a small paragraph. It was not perfect, but it was real. It was done. And then I felt something I had not felt in a long time. I did not feel tired. I did not feel stressed. I felt strong. I felt proud. It was like a small light inside me turned on. For the first time in many years, I controlled my attention. Even if it was only for 5 minutes, it was still mine. I did not let my phone control me. I did not let random thoughts control me. I did not let the world pull me away. I stayed with one task. I stayed with one action. And that made me feel powerful. That moment was the beginning of my journey. It was the first step to building a focused mind. It showed me that I didn't need long hours to grow. I didn't need perfect tools. I didn't need a special brain. I only needed 5 minutes of honesty and effort. That small practice became the seed that helped me grow into a more focused, calm, and strong person. And if I could begin with 5 minutes, you can too. When I first learned about the 5-minute focus idea, I thought it was only about working for 5 minutes. But later, I understood something very important. The real power was not the 5 minutes. The real power was in the small ritual I created before I started working. This ritual helped my mind enter a new state. It helped me get ready. It helped me feel calm, clear, and focused. And this small ritual changed everything for me. My ritual had 3 very simple steps. These steps were easy, short, and gentle. But they had a big effect on my mind. When I followed them every day, my brain slowly learned a new habit. It learned that when I did these steps, it was time to focus. It was time to work. It was time to give attention to one thing. The first step was the 1-minute cleanup. I removed every small distraction around me. I closed all extra tabs on my computer. I put my phone far away, maybe on the other side of the room. I cleared my desk, even if it was just moving a few papers or a pen. I wanted my space to feel simple and peaceful. When I finished, I said to myself, for the next 5 minutes, this is my world. It was a small sentence, but it helped me feel ready. It created a small space in my mind, a small world where I could work without noise. The second step was taking 3 deep breaths. I closed my eyes gently. I breathed in slowly, and I breathed out slowly. With each breath, I felt my body relax a little more. I felt the air move in and out like a soft wave. My brain understood that we were changing mode. We were leaving the busy, noisy thinking. We were entering a calm space. These 3 breaths were short, but they were powerful. They told my brain, we are starting something important now. The third step was the 4.5-minute focus sprint. I set a timer for 5 minutes, but I told myself, just focus for 4.5. You can do that. I started the timer and looked at my task. Sometimes thoughts came into my mind. Sometimes my brain tried to think about something else. But I did not fight the thoughts. I did not feel angry or stressed. I just told myself gently, not now. Then I returned to my task. I did this again and again. Every time I returned my mind to the task, I became stronger. What surprised me most was how peaceful this small practice felt. It was not heavy. It was not stressful. It was not like forcing myself to work. It felt like training. It felt like teaching my mind a new way to behave. And slowly, day by day, my brain learned to enter focus more easily. It learned to stay calm even when distractions appeared. It learned to enjoy the feeling of attention. This small ritual trained my brain like a muscle. Just like lifting a small weight again and again makes your arm stronger, returning to focus again and again made my mind stronger. I did not need long hours. I did not need big plans. I only needed these small steps. And when I repeated them every day, they built something powerful inside me. A quiet kind of discipline. A quiet kind of strength. Because of this ritual, 5 minutes became enough to start anything. 5 minutes became enough to break fear. 5 minutes became enough to restart my motivation. And slowly, 5 minutes grew into 10, then 15, then more. But the ritual stayed the same. Calm, simple, gentle, focused. And this was the moment I learned one of the biggest lessons in my life. Small actions, repeated every day, can change your entire future. When I started using this small ritual, I promised myself something very simple. I told myself I would do it only once a day. Not 10 times, not 5 times, just once. I wanted it to feel easy, not heavy. I wanted it to feel safe, not stressful. And because it was so small and so simple, I could do it every single day without fear. In the first few days, I did not see a big change, but I felt something different inside me. It was very soft, very quiet, like a small light turning on in a dark room. After 1 week, I noticed that I could focus a little longer. Not a lot, but enough to feel a difference. My mind did not run away so fast. My thoughts did not jump around like before. I could breathe and stay with my work for a little more time. After 2 weeks, something even better happened. I started finishing small tasks faster. Things that once felt big and difficult now felt easier. I did not feel stuck all the time. I did not feel tired before I even started. I began to see progress, real progress. I was no longer fighting distraction every minute. I was training focus, and training focus felt much better than fighting. I also started to feel calmer. I felt more relaxed when I sat down to work, because I knew I only needed 5 minutes. Anyone can give 5 minutes. I felt more confident too. Confidence is not something that appears suddenly. It grows slowly, like a plant. Every time I completed one 5-minute session, my confidence grew a little. And with that confidence, I felt more in control of my day, my tasks, and even my emotions. Every 5-minute session became a small victory, a quiet victory, a win that nobody could see, but I could feel. Each session was like placing a small brick in a strong wall. One brick is small, but if you place a brick every day, the wall grows. It becomes taller, stronger, and more stable. That is how my focus grew. Not in one big moment, but in many small moments, repeated again and again. Sometimes I finished the 5 minutes, and I felt proud. Sometimes I finished the 5 minutes, and I felt tired. But every time I finished, I felt a little better than before, because I showed up. I did what I planned. I respected myself, and that feeling is very powerful. It tells your mind, I can do this. I can grow. I can change. Day by day, my mind became quieter. The loud noise inside my head became softer. The stress became lighter. The confusion became smaller. And my focus became stronger. I could sit down and start working without a big fight inside my brain. I could return to my task more gently. I could feel my attention getting stronger, just like a trained muscle. This change did not happen because I worked for long hours. It happened because I created small wins. Every small win was like a message to my brain. It said, you are improving. It said, you are becoming the person you want to be. It said, keep going. And slowly, these small wins created a new version of me. A calmer version, a focused version, a stronger version. A version of me who believed in small steps, not big pressure. A version of me who understood that success is not made in one day. Success is made in many small days, many small moments, and many small wins. And all of this began with just 5 minutes. My dear students, we have come to the end of our lesson, and I want to leave you with a simple and powerful message. If you feel distracted, tired, lost, or confused, please remember, you are not alone. Many people feel the same. But the good news is this: your mind is not fixed. Your focus is not fixed. You can train it. You can grow it. You can change the way your mind works, one small step at a time. You do not need to start with something big. You do not need to focus for 1 hour or even 30 minutes. You only need 5 minutes. 5 minutes is small enough that you can do it any time. 5 minutes is short enough that your brain will not resist. But 5 minutes is also strong enough to start real change in your life. So here is what you can do starting today. Choose one small task. It can be reading 1 page, writing 1 sentence, or studying 1 new word. Then set a timer for 5 minutes. Try not to use your phone because the phone brings distraction. Use a simple timer or a small watch. After that, follow the ritual you learned. Clean your space for 1 minute, take 3 deep breaths, and begin your focus time. If your mind jumps away, be gentle. Bring it back softly. No stress, no anger. Just return. And when the 5 minutes finish, even if you did not do much, celebrate. Smile. Say to yourself, I did it. I showed up. These small wins are very important. They make you stronger every day. You do not need perfection. You only need a beginning. And today can be your beginning. Thank you so much for learning with me. If this lesson helped you, please like the video, subscribe to English Mastery Hub, and share it with someone who needs more focus and peace in their life.